Good morning, off to the gym today after my walk, about 10,000 steps, normal route. A bit cooler today. If you want the weather forecast in Liverpool, it's a bit cooler today, overcast. It's supposed to be misty, but I haven't seen any mist yet, but I'm not down on the waterfront yet. So anyway, off to the gym, DLF first for powerlifting, and then Greenbank for assistance exercises on a few machines and that to isolate some stuff instead of having to use barbells and dumbbells. There's still a bit of that going on, but it's easier in Greenbank to isolate stuff, so see how that goes. I am giving some consideration to long form videos today, try and work out how to do it. I might even try and shoot a little bit of footage today to start putting together some B-roll, as they would call it, for future videos. Giving it some thought, and I don't know how it's going to go, but at the end of the day, all I've got to do is turn the camera the other way and shoot 7 minutes instead of 3. But I've actually had a think about that, and I think to myself, I've made some really long videos about street photography and other stuff, and they're not watched very much, and maybe it's because they're just too long. Maybe they just do need to be 7 to 10 minutes instead of 20 minutes. Maybe people phase out after that, especially with the internet these days and or whatever it's called, concentration factor or whatever. No one's got anything anymore. Everyone seems to look at something and then drift away and look for the next thing, and if it's not exciting enough, they're going to move on. So my stuff's not exciting. I'm a coming up to 62-year-old guy talking about powerlifting, strength training and a bit of photography. I'm probably not as interesting as a lot of other people, but obviously I am retired, so that's one thing I could be talking about, and especially strength training in retirement, etc. And photography as well. It's all hobby stuff that you do when you've given up work. I've noticed some of my friends that used to do photography, etc., that have now retired, still doing photography and doing art and going to the gym. So there's all things I've done when I stopped work and when after my stroke. It's all things I've done and started to get into, and it's all things that get started and finished. The art I started and I finished, but I've kept all my stuff so that I can get back to it. The photography side of it, it's just a bit of a weird one with me at the moment. I'm doing my project, self-portrait reflection project, which you can see over on Instagram, and as for the powerlifting, that's priority at the moment. So as mad as it sounds, when you're at work you get a limited amount of time to do certain things, and when you're retired it's actually the same.
Lap 1,
and the
2011.
The less time you seem to have. And my uncle, when he was in his 80s, said that to me. He said, the older you get, the less time, the days just seem to fly by. You don't have enough time for anything, which is weird. It is strange. I think it's because we just don't do as much. So I'm going to try and do some long form videos about that, and we'll see how that works out in the future.